and but the reality is far from it. Because we all know, we are experienced with hearing to the speakers, and where do we stand, and the lack of so many resources, and also the policy reforms and strategies, so much we are experiencing. So Sri Lanka facing the consequences of the political and also economic turmoil as a result of this decade of economic management that is catching up on us. There is no doubt in that. So even according to ADB, Asia Development Bank, they mentioned more than 200,000 people have lost their livelihood of a job in this industry, who are directly impacted onto the craft sector. So when it's come to the craft sector in Sri Lanka, we said that the tourists who are visiting here, they would like to admire, like a previous speaker, Mr. Shiraz Latif, said that the marketing point of view, we're getting everyone to just to promote our country in our culture is one of the main points. So in Sri Lankan, craftsmanship is inherited in the cultural diversity. So which is not widely shown, but then we have our one particular cultural diversity has been brought into the rich natural resources. Then also we come out with the giftware products just to attract to the foreigners with a quality conscious, of course, and the discerning bias. So giftware from Sri Lanka now is a combination of a traditional skills and the modern technology coming in. So the final product is touches upon from the craftsman's hand. So this sector has been there 2,500 years ago, passed by generation to generation to sustain the industry on the craft sector. And we have not come out to attract the modern tourism or into the digital tourism to market our product vibrantly. So the current state of this craft sector is adaptation of transformation from traditional design to the contemporary model and designs. So the crafts are mainly at one end and handed over to tradition to other transformation modern designs also. The craftsmen are not trained or developed through the new designs what suits in the modern world. So they have no idea what's happening in the Western, what is the people requirement, what could be the new generation. Now, for example, if you take 50 years ago, there was a customers who have been traveled to Sri Lanka, and now onwards, the complete different set of a generation who are arriving here. What could be their preference in terms of buying of products? If it's a cultural linking into a modern technology of, if, for example, if you say that there was a time people used to buy more gold, and now mostly people go for silver, for example. So how the silver jewelries can be linked to the craftsmanship and also to market our gems and etc. Even our Russian reed or bamboo products or even the elephants and wooden care products. There's so much things we can get into the innovation. So the lack of a technology adaptation. So lack of unexplored market and the raw materials issue. So we have a significant impact on this sector. So the potential of the sector is not being leveraged, and the support from the government need to be more seriously looked at and train them, especially now see the material related batik dyes and the fabric, and all these things are has to come in a very modern thinking way to market it. So there is a demand for crafts. So if you take the Bangladesh and even in India, they are very serious in their craft sectors, and the way they promote the craft sector like a festival. In West Bengal, there are the cities and the villages they call craft cities, and the craft villages, they attract the annual functions, annual events to attract these tourists. So Sri Lanka, we should think like that. Geographically, we need to promote the cultural and the religious diversity and coming in, and all these villages to be promoted as a craft. So this would bring us more generation of income and the employment creation and the foreign exchange earning, what we really want now. So saying that the crafts industry is very wide. And some of them are into full-time job. Most of them are as a part-time job, as they see this particular industry is not growing further. So they do that as a certain source of an income job. So recordedly from the EDB, what they are saying is nearly 15,000 craft artisans are craftsmen in Sri Lanka. They are working towards in this or direct or indirect employment basis. So they are also into a very low income generation. So their problem to be looked at, and the adapting and woman entrepreneurship and the female version of this craft sector, and how we can integrate them, give them the opportunity to empower women into the craft sector and give them the opportunity to grow their business. That all we can think and work through the different systems. So the way forward, we need to integrate the value chain process of the industry. Is to be strengthened, starting from identification from the customer requirement. That is very important. The customer requirement for the products. Do we have to utilities and utility values, and designing them accordingly should be given to the development of the industry. So these are the huge impacts of the customers. If you don't meet the customer's requirement, definitely there will be a problem in selling product that will impact the craftsman when it's come to the producing. So the craftsmen, they still think that whatever the product they make, in generally our craftsmen, they think whatever the product they make is the quality people should buy. So it's happening for, I mean, in a normal process. But when it's come to leveraging and unleashing the true potential, and we are not there because we are only following very traditional and old selling model. So we need to work towards a more pragmatic and more holistic way of thinking. This industry need to be promoted through an aggressive promotional mechanism. Without a proper promotional and communication plan, consumers will not be aware of this existence. So such products in the country, so with affordable pricing and locals us also, we should be able to become a customer for these craft products, and then we market also to the tourism and imports. So to do that, these all are connected with Sri Lanka Tourism Board, and also, I mean, Sri Lanka Handicraft Board, and the marketing bodies and the servicing, and all that to be collaboratively to look at as a holistic view of the country's resources to be marketed as a tourism, and to attract more people coming into Sri Lanka by looking at the qualitative and quantitative perspective. So that is my point of view. If there, I mean, I'm ready to answer if there is any more question based on this. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, Dr. Ali. Really interesting to listening to you. Yes, you rightly pointed out we should promote our local product while integrating the value change while meeting customers' need. So, of course, when you talk about the customers, again, we recognize the cultural and religious diversification. And we should also focus on modern marketing strategies, as you said, we will discuss. And we also invite